Before we get too deep into the time warp of this invitation, let's remember the tradition of Super Bowl winning teams visiting the White House. It's a long-standing custom, a chance for the champions to be recognized by the president and for the president to bask in the glow of their victory, and maybe get a photo op with some famous athletes. It's usually a pretty straightforward affair, happening in the months following the Super Bowl win. That's what makes this 5-year delay so unique. It's like showing up to a potluck dinner 5 years after everyone else has eaten. Let's try to dig a little deeper into why the 2020 visit didn't happen. Simulates a quick search. Okay. So back in early 2020, right after the Chiefs won Super Bowl 54 in February, the COVID-19 pandemic was just starting to become a major global concern. By March and April of that year, large gatherings, including White House visits, were being canceled or postponed to prevent the spread of the virus. So, it makes sense that the Chiefs' visit got put on ice. However, 5 years is a long time to wait for the ice to thaw. It's not like they forgot to RSVP. The world kind of shut down. Now, let's really lean into the humor of this situation. Imagine the White House staff scrambling to find the official Super Bowl 54 commemorative gear. Are they going to have to dust off some old Mahomes for MVP banners? Will they be playing highlights from a season where Patrick Mahomes still looked like a baby-faced rookie? Well, almost. And what about the players? Some of them might have moved on to other teams, retired, or even started coaching careers by now. Will they get a special invite too? It's like a reunion tour. But instead of a band, it's a football team, and the venue is the White House. Picture the team bus pulling up to the White House. You've got the veterans who were there in 2020 reminiscing about the good old days. And then you have the newer players who are probably thinking, wait, we won which Super Bowl? The conversation on that bus is going to be legendary. Remember when we beat the 49ers? Coach, I was in high school then. Let's put on our slightly more serious hats for a moment and ponder the potential motivations behind this invitation. President Trump is no longer in office. Why extend this invitation now? Perhaps it's a gesture of goodwill, a way to connect with a successful team and their fanbase. Maybe it's a nod to a past accomplishment that got sidelined by unforeseen circumstances. Or, maybe he just really likes the Chiefs. Whatever the reason, it's certainly an interesting move, especially with the current political landscape. Think about how different this visit might be compared to the Chiefs' trips to the Biden White House. Under President Biden, we saw a more traditional celebration, albeit with some unforgettable Travis Kelce moments. What will a Trump White House visit look like? Will there be a rally-style atmosphere? Will the former president talk about the good old days of 2020? Will there be any unscripted moments? The contrast between the two administrations and the different vibes of these potential visits adds another layer of intrigue and comedic potential to this whole story. Simulates another quick search for more reactions. Okay. The internet is still buzzing about this. I'm seeing memes comparing the invitation to sending a thank you note 5 years late. There are jokes about the Chiefs needing to bring their 2020 championship rings for inspection. One fan tweeted, maybe they'll finally get to tell President Trump how they really felt about that whole kneeling controversy from 5 years ago. The social media world is having a field day with this. Another hilarious comment I found was, will they be serving the same food that was on the menu in 2020? Better check if it's still good. And someone else joked, maybe President Trump just wants to ask Patrick Mahomes for some football tips. The level of online humor surrounding this is truly top tier. Let's try to imagine how this belated White House visit might actually play out. Picture the scene. The Chiefs arrive. Maybe a few players who weren't on the 2020 team tagging along for the experience, free trip to DC. Why not? President Trump greets them, perhaps with a slightly outdated, "Make America Great Again" hat for everyone. The speeches begin. Maybe a nostalgic look back at the good old days of 2020. Remember when wearing masks was just for Halloween? Then comes the photo op. Maybe a slightly awkward group shot with a team that looks a bit different than they did half a decade ago. And you just know someone is going to bring up the fact that they've already done this, twice, with the current president. The potential for comedic gold is off the charts. And let's not forget the Philadelphia Eagles. They'll be visiting on April 28 to celebrate their recent Super Bowl 59 victory. Imagine the conversations between the two teams if their visits overlap. So, you guys are here for, yeah, our Super Bowl from 5 years ago. The Eagles players might be a little confused, maybe even offering the Chiefs some tips on how to win one in the current year. So, there you have it, folks. President Trump is throwing a party for a Super Bowl victory that's old enough to be in kindergarten. It's a bizarre, it's unusual, and it's definitely going to be a story to watch. Will the Chiefs accept? What will the celebration look like? Will they have a "remember when" slideshow? We'll be here to bring you all the updates and, of course, all the laughs. What do you think about this blast from the past White House invitation? Is it a fun throwback? A slightly strange political move? Or just plain comedy? Let us know your hilarious thoughts and reactions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more of the craziest sports news, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of the potential awkwardness when the Chiefs finally make their 5 years in the making White House visit. We'll see you in the next one. What's up, everyone, and welcome back to our channel for the hottest news. Today, we've got a story that's both hilarious and unexpected, coming straight from the White House and the world of the NFL. Get this. President Donald Trump has just invited the Kansas City Chiefs to the White House. Hold on a second, not for their recent Super Bowl win. We're talking about celebrating their victory at Super Bowl 54. All the way back in 2020. Can you believe the plot twist? Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, what's going on here? Well, back in 2020, after the Chiefs, led by the incredible Patrick Mahomes, triumphed over the San Francisco 49ers in a nail-biting game to become Super Bowl champions, their traditional White House visit got sidelined by the emerging COVID-19 pandemic. A monumental moment got put on hold indefinitely. But the story takes a surprising turn. President Trump recently reactivated that invitation during an interview. He even jokingly mentioned that the Chiefs had missed their turn. Talk about a special delivery. 5 years in the making. And here's where it gets even juicier. This invitation comes shortly after President Trump also announced he'd be hosting the Philadelphia Eagles, the team that just defeated the Chiefs in Super Bowl 59 this past February. Could this be a subtle, scoreboard situation? Or just a funny coincidence? Let's not forget that after their back-to-back Super Bowl victories in 2023 and 2024, the Chiefs had some memorable visits to the White House under President Joe Biden. We all remember Travis Kelce almost taking over the podium, pure entertainment. As of now, there's no official word on whether the Chiefs will accept this rather unique invitation. And the date for this makeup visit remains unannounced. But this story definitely adds an interesting chapter to the history of the team and the sometimes unpredictable world we live in. So, what do you guys think about President Trump's unexpected invitation? Should the Chiefs make the trip to the White House after all this time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest and most exciting sports news. See you in the next video.